I'm making brown bricks with mine crap. Because today we saw the new Minecraft movie. Aiden, what's the plot?
The Minecraft movie consists about 80% of Jack Black standing on a green screen and naming things from Minecraft. And the other 20% is the Mario movie, but in Minecraft. And also one of the major villains, one of the major antagonists is named Big Chungus and says unalive like Turkey Tom when he's trying to not get age restricted.
You're talking about Minecraft YouTubers? Creeps, freaks?
The freaks, creeps, and pedophiles of the Minecraft community. And then after he was called out, he unalived himself. Isn't that right, Big Chungus? Connor, what'd you think of Minecraft?
I thought it was subpar. I was really hoping for like some real bullshit, you know, like I was kind of expecting Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumanium.
Yeah.
But the CGI wasn't nearly that bad. It was Mario movie CGI, but instead of CG characters, it was a bunch of other characters. It was a bunch of human characters.
There was only a couple really egregious ones, like when they were running away.
Yeah.
Towards the screen.
There was pre-porn Screech from Saved by the Bell, Jack Black, Dr. Disrespect, and Girl. And they're forced to try to free themselves. Oh yeah. And Lady from Peacemaker.
Wow.
And they're trying to free themselves from the Minecraft dimension.
Chicken jockey.
So, the plot's pretty basic. It's your standard, everybody gets sucked into a thing. They're all different, very different people, but they end up becoming friends at the end, and isn't that great?
Friends they made along the way.
There is a lot of references to Minecraft, and like, I played Minecraft on iPod Touch in 2010, and that was the only time I ever played the game. And at that time, the iPod Touch version literally just had like a creative mode with like 6 blocks.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty bare bones port at the time. So
I played Minecraft like maybe 5 times since.
I know who Steve is, and I know you can build stuff in Minecraft, and I recognize some of the things like the pigs. Like the villagers and stuff, I didn't know who those were. I knew what the creepers were because all the little children that wear them on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like about this is like, so part of, I believe the art style for Minecraft is they didn't have much of a budget, but also it's just supposed to be like low poly and stuff. But for some reason they wanted to make everything like realistic textures on blocks, which I mean I also think the game has somewhat went that direction, but like specifically the human villagers or the villager things, they had like human skin textures and like hair,
squishy and gross.
It looks like those attempts we've seen at like lab grown meat approximations
and the principal has
in
sex
Japan.
with one.
Yeah, the principal starts banging one.
There's a subplot about the principal banging out a villager.
Yeah. I mean, hey, why not? Yeah, I mean, the children in the movie are good. There's a plot where their mom is dead that's inconsequential
Yeah.
to the overall plot. And, I mean, a lot of this movie is just like Jack Black overdoing it. He sings a lot of songs. He does his Jack Black shtick.
Sings a lot of songs.
Jack Black is back in style. He was really popular when we were kids for a few years, and then like fell out. But then after the Mario movie, I guess he's popular again. And he's popular for the same thing. He's never changed his shtick. He just has to accept that his style of acting and niche is very ebbs and flows. And they picked him for Steve. And then Jason Momoa dresses like Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah. Except he doesn't fuck any kids.
I thought Dr. Disrespect. Oh wait, no, he did. He did fuck one.
He did. He banged a bunch of transgender people and a bunch of children back to back.
He's a monster out there.
He was really anything that moved. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that he was fucking a chicken jockey, you know?
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the movie's pretty much as you'd expect. Like, it's pretty... It's just stock standard.
It is
like,
exactly what it looks like.
But
in
at the same time, it's like, you know, it's just a mind melt, not very good movie made for kids. Granted, most kids' movies these days are stock standard mind melts. I was kind of surprised the pig guys weren't supposed to be like minions more. There's a lot of like killing in this movie where there's like a pig or something and then somebody like fries it alive or something and then turns it into a pork chop.
Yeah.
But I think that happens in the game or something probably. That's how you get meat, I imagine. If a creeper
Steve
hits
also
you.
boils a chicken alive in lava.
Yeah.
He's a sadistic monster.
Him and Jason Momoa, like... Jason Momoa, his character's that he's like self-conscious or something. I don't really get why everyone starts liking him. There's
He's
a whole
like a loser, then he sacrifices himself, and they're like, hey, you're not so bad.
Jack Black is in the Nether Realms or whatever for half the game, or for half the movie. But then when he comes out, okay, maybe it's like a third of the movie, but when he comes out, he hijacks the movie. Like, plot over. Kids sad about their parents being dead, forget it. A lady who owns a bunch of rental properties or something,
And a zoo.
and a petting zoo, forget it. Jack Black.
It's just
It's
Jack
just
Black
him.
naming things from Minecraft.
Well, he does some shtick. He does some like buddy comedy shtick off of Jason Momoa.
He sings like 15 songs.
Yeah. The other problem too is okay. So you got these kids that are barely in the movie, and then you got both Jason Momoa and Jack Black who are like these two stunted, mentally challenged dudes, and then you got the kid who's also mentally challenged, and they're all like running around and. I mean, like, it's just weird. And then they have the sister, but the sister is kind of pointless. Like, I don't even really understand why she came to the Minecraft world, because she's written out of, like, 2/3 of the movie for no reason. They're, like, 5 feet away from him. They're like, we don't have time to turn around. So then her and Edamame from Peacemaker are just forced to...
Shit around in the woods a little bit in, like, scenes that pop up once every 10 minutes.
Pretty much.
To remind you that they're there.
Yeah, like every 20
They're not
minutes.
even
there's,
integral
like, a
in the
scene
final
where
battle. They're like just standing around in the background in the final battle.
Steve puts on his diamond armor, as you'd imagine, to fight Pig Woman. And Pig Woman's plot is like creativity bad.
Yeah,
Would
she
you
was.
believe? Would you
She
believe
was
in a
a
movie like
dancing
this?
pig, like the pig from Sing.
Yeah, she
And then her dad yelled at her, so she became evil.
Yeah, she became an evil witch. And the other thing that was really awkward watching this movie is like, this movie was packed with like, I would say primarily like children that were like 5 to 10 years old, and then us basically, and
Yeah,
some,
like,
like
put all
a couple other like random adults that were there for some reason, just like us. Like we were there for
Morbid
some reason. They
curiosity.
were. I don't know how much of it was morbid curiosity for those adults. They seemed to be taking it pretty serious. The problem was, no one laughed, not even the kids, for like most of the movie. And there's like parts where like they're
Like,
trying
when
to
a
make a
Minecraft
joke that's
thing
funny
would
and
show
it just
up, and
fails.
then-
There was
and then
one kid in
there was
front
a
of us
kid
that
who-
wouldn't shut the hell up.
When the creepers appeared, he said, "It's a creeper!"
It's a creeper!
And then he did the same when Enderman showed up.
Yeah.
How come Herobrine didn't show up?
How come Squidward's suicide didn't show up?
Oh, that would have been good.
Ultra
Squidward's unalive,
realistic
as they would have
guys,
said
and he
in this movie.
unalives himself. I do like how, like, that's just... These kids, man, their brains are rotted. Jack Black saying, I'm gonna unalive you, evil big woman. I don't know. I wish it was worse. I wish there was more... I wish there was more to say.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they had restraint. I think they maybe wanted to make the pigs the minions, but maybe that wasn't working out, so they didn't want to try to push it too hard. Because, like, at points you think the pigs are going to be, like, the minions, because they're, like, coloring and like, going, "Agababa!" and shit like that,
Yeah.
and then...
The
all
only
of a sudden
pig
they
that
just
really
don't do
gets
nothing.
screen time outside of the leader is Big Chungus, who just runs around saying unalive and talks like a sassy gay man, and then he gets killed after like 3 minutes.
No, there's two big pigs that both talk like
No, not
sassy gay mans.
No, not the giant pigs. I'm talking
Oh.
about Big Chungus, who raids the village.
Big Chungus gets killed off like halfway through the movie.
And then the witch kills Big Chungus.
They
and he's
fake
like, "Are you
Jason-
gonna unalive me?"
You see Jason Momoa fucking explode and no parachute fly off, but then Jason Momoa fucked off for like a day while they prepared, and then he just shows up in the final battle.
Hi, Darfy. This is creative.
He wants to be in the video too. He's not really accepting no credit, there. Darfies, you're barely in the video. You're not in the video.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really wished... I thought this would be like prime Drunkview material. We also watched it in 3D.
I thought this was going to be like an hour and a half long
And
Drunkview.
I thought it was going to be really painful, like Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium, so I wanted to see it in 3D to make our experience even worse, you know, to rile us up a bit.
The 3D was
So I
actually done fairly well.
Yeah, there wasn't much
Like, the movie's ugly, but it's not a visual assault the way Ant-Man 3 is.
Yeah, I mean, the movie's just... I mean, it's like vibrant color. The color... What got Ant-Man is the fact that they were like, we have to do Marvel colors, but not like in small bursts. We're gonna really pound it home. So it was like muted blues and oranges and whatnot, and that just gave me a migraine, and that's kind of what I hoped I'd get here, so I could get really amped up, but like... There wasn't enough to be mad about. It's just like really weak characters and like a movie the kids that like Minecraft will likely enjoy. They're getting... I mean, it's exactly what
You get to see the
movie
references
was,
and
and
they clap.
they advertised it as a reference fest and like just this huge shit piece of fuck, and it pretty much was, but like not in a good way. So that's my opinion. Aiden, what's your opinion on Minecraft?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Mario movie, but worse with Jack Black as, I guess, like, he's not really Mario, he's more like Princess Peach in the Mario movie. It's just a rearranging of the pieces. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, it's not even...
I forgot to mention they were fighting over the Tesseract, and there's a giant purple space laser that rips open the sky.
There is, very briefly, a giant
They
space
brought
laser.
back the space laser trope.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as Ant-Man, and it's not even as bad as Megalopolis. It's a substantially worse version of the Mario movie, which was already pretty extremely mid. There's a whole lot of Jack Black stands on green screen and says the name of things from Minecraft. The first 5 minutes is literally a montage of him just saying the words, the names of things from Minecraft. There's a character named Big Chungus who talks like a sassy gay man and says "unalive," which is funny. And there's like 10 songs that are all bad. The movie ends on 2 songs back to back. You know, just had to send us off on a high note. Yeah, it's not nearly as like funny to talk about as I was hoping. It's not some big disaster. Like, it resembles a movie, which is more than you can say about Megalopolis and Ant-Man.
Yeah, I don't even know how it's possible that you just uttered the words. It's actually a movie, because this looked incomprehensible from the trailer, but I think the trailer was like, we're gonna really just press
Meme
the
it
issue.
up.
I'm Steve.
Yeah, the trailer was literally just a collection of
The trailer made
all
it,
the times that Steve names a thing from Minecraft, which makes it seem like that's going to be the whole movie.
and like,
and it kind
even
of is.
Momoa's costume. It's like it's kind of what it advertised, but like, I wanted what it advertised, which was like an incomprehensible mess.
Yeah, no, the thing is, all that stuff is there. Like, there's endless amounts of Jack Black saying the names of things from Minecraft, but it's just wrapped in the Mario movie. And it's just like a generic kids movie, and kids will be like, oh, I recognize Enderman. You know, there's like no good action. The CGI, for what it's worth, I think the art style's really bad, but outside of one really awkward scene where they're running towards the camera, which looks like complete ass, it mostly looks fine. I wouldn't, like, the CGI is of high quality, but is constructed in a fairly ugly way. There's the story, the characters basically don't exist. Jack Black is just a shovel for references, and everyone else is kind of just along for the ride. The plot is literally just like, we need to go get the MacGuffin, and then we're gonna fight some pigs. I don't know what to say. It's not much. It's not the ridiculously awful mess that it looked like it would be. It is literally just generic kid slop.
Yeah. I feel like there needed to be a scene where, at the end or something, there should have been like, you know, our mom is dead, but sometimes you get to choose your family, and it's the guy who makes Minecraft references, Dr. Disrespect, and the character that owns the petting zoo that I keep forgetting exists.
Yeah, there's not really a conclusion to it all. The dead mom plot is basically relevant in the opening scene where she's like, we gotta move to this small town because mom died. And then I work at a potato chip factory as the social media manager, and I can somehow afford like a fucking 3,000 square foot house. Yeah, and then they just go to the Minecraft world, and then the end of the movie, Jack Black is like, I'm gonna stay in the Minecraft world, and then he sings 2 songs, and he's like, never mind, I'll come with you guys. And that's it. The movie ends.
Well, you get it where they're like, we made our own game.
Yeah, they give like Minecraft world tours and make a video game or something, but
you know who Jason Momoa's character feels like the fucking Game Chasers? The Game Chasers. I don't know if they're still around. I know they wasted a bunch of money. I know somehow their fans coughed up like $100,000 for them to make a assuredly shitty movie.
Outside of the subplot where the principal fucks the villager, and
that was
which was really weird. Outside of that, and like Big Chungus, there's really just nothing funny here. It's just kid slop.
Yeah, but like the
it's not funny.
Principal fucking the villager was like supposed to be funny, and like I don't know what it was. I think it's the fact that the audience didn't find any of it funny. Like that was one for the parents where like weird desperate divorce lady starts fucking ugly Minecraft flesh monster. And like I think that was one for the parents, and maybe that it's that I was one of 4 people in this literally sold out movie theater that was over the age of 10, but no one found that shit funny. And also just like the depressingly boring vibe of sitting there and like they're just flinging off a joke a minute. Not even the kids are getting into it, you know. They were things I was like, that's objectively kind of funny. Like I think it's kind of goofy that she's dating the weird villager guy. And even like
there was a couple
jokes. There was like the
that
schlubby gym teacher that had some like funny jokes, but like he didn't land it. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it was just the execution or the fact that the movie in general wasn't funny, but some stuff that would have caught me off, and even like the stupidest fucking movies, like it just I don't know.
There's maybe like jokes that on paper seem like they should be funny, but they never land. Like in the final battle when Jason Momoa was flying around on the squid thing, he's like, if you stab it with the spear, it'll shoot a fireball. And then the kid's like, how'd you find that out? And he's like, don't ask, which I think is supposed to imply that he fucked the giant squid balloon or something.
I don't know. I was wondering that too.
Like I don't know if
he's fucking this. What even? What does that imply? Like,
did he poke it with his dick and then it shot a fireball?
It was almost like they just didn't want to explain how he knew how to do that, but I don't get what.
If you
why
don't want
didn't
to
you just say poke it? Just don't bring it up. Like, I think that's what I was thinking too, because he's like, don't don't ask. And usually when that happens in a kid's movie, that's a wink to the parents that he fucked the balloon or whatever. But then I'm trying to think, I'm like, what did he do to that balloon? It's just like a fucking balloon creature. Like, how did Jason Momoa try to fuck it? Is there anything that relates to the character? I mean, he has some pervy lines, like when he talks about how he wants to bang the principal. But...
Oh yeah, and at the start of the movie when Jack Black's a child, in literally like 30 seconds, he makes a reference to the tweet where the guy said, Minecraft is the most popular game ever because the children yearn for the mines, and they just copied that tweet for the intro of this movie.
I didn't know that was
so
a
I guess
stolen
I'm just
meme.
gonna mention that.
I didn't know that was a stolen meme.
Yeah, no, that was a stolen meme that they just stuck in literally the first line of the movie.
I think that was another one where I'm like, that should be funny on paper. I think like on paper they got like 7 really decent jokes packed in this hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, but not a single one.
Not a one
sticks the landing.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Is it weird to say I'm disappointed?
No, I am disappointed that it's not like worse, you know, and it's not like...
I wanted this to be this year's Megalopolis and Ant-Man 3, but it's just like, it's not funny enough. It's not...
Hey, maybe the other movie we watched tonight might do it.
I don't know. I'm out of things to say. I tried my best. Connor, what'd you think of Minecraft? Or would you recommend Minecraft?
Honestly, no, not at all. I mean, like, it's made for the audience of the kids that buy them child-sized Minecraft t-shirts.
Yeah.
And, like, but the problem is, too, like, other than the one kid in front of us that wouldn't shut the fuck up, like, I thought about throwing popcorn at him, shushing him, getting in a fist fight with his dad, you know? But ultimately,
it's a queeper.
It's a queefer.
I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as my experience at the FNAF movie.
That was grown people doing that shit.
That was, yeah.
Grown men, women, and they-thems that were doing that.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's diabetes detector started going off in Minecraft.
Mine did. I didn't start snoring at Minecraft, even though I came really close to falling asleep a couple times. I was like, I didn't really have to pee that bad, but I'm like, if I just don't get up and do something about this, I'm going to fall asleep because this movie is so boring. But rationally, like, no, like, it's not, I don't know, like, it's not bad. I wanted it to be funny. I was like, could it maybe be funny? Could it be obnoxious? No. This felt like perfect Drunkview fodder, and at the end of the day, it was just the Mario movie, but more subpar. So, Aiden, what are your thoughts, or would you recommend? I did the same.
Literally, the only reason that you would see this movie is if you have a young relative who is a boy between the ages of like 6 and 11 who wears a Creeper t-shirt every single day. And you take them to it because you're obligated to.
Yeah.
It's not funny in the way that, like, watching Megalopolis as the cinematic train wreck is. It's just...
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium Corps, Peyton Reed and Francis Ford Coppola are the only 2 people who have ever managed to enter the exclusive club. Man, that man won Best Picture for 2 of his consecutive movies, an unheard of run, and then he made Megaflopolis that was can only be described as something like Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium. And he was complaining about the superhero movies, which I mean, like, you know, fair enough, but like, you better come out with a movie that's not Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium.
You know, at least when Scorsese spends all his time complaining
if Francis Ford Coppola complained about Minecraft and then put out Megapolis, I'd roll my eyes. Bro has no right to talk about anybody or any corporation.
At least when Scorsese complains about Marvel, he follows it up with Killers of the Flower Moon. You know? Like, that man's putting out...
Yeah, or like James Cameron's, like, franchise movies suck, so you should have more original $300 million IPs that get really popular for like 6 months after their movies come out, and then everyone wants a follow up, and then I hibernate in a fucking an ocean submissible for 9 years.
3 movies back to back to turn my idea into a franchise.
I like how he
and
shot
also,
like 6 of them back to back.
Even when he was even before Avatar 2 came out and Avatar 3 and 4 were finished, I mean, Avatar had a video game and like 1,000 novels and comics and action figure lines and shit.
Avatar really could have been like the 2000s equivalent of Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or something, and then he just never followed it up.
It took
and everyone's like, it's a subpar movie, but people were like killing themselves because they wanted to go to the Avatar world so bad. Like,
yeah,
they were like, this is heaven. James Cameron has liquefied heaven and put it into a CGI heavy blockbuster film.
He made Pocahontas, but
he made Pocahontas with blue people,
sexy blue people and trees.
And I watched Avatar, and I didn't watch it for like 10 years, and then I watched it right before Avatar 2 came out, and I was like, yeah, that is a decent recreation of Pocahontas with blue people. Then I watched Avatar 2, and I was like, that is a decent movie about Pocahontas fighting whalers or whatever. And then he's like, the next movie's coming out next year. And then he's like, actually, it's delayed 5 years, even though I shot it 3 years ago.
At least,
James Cameron's going to be dead by the time Avatar 2 comes out. 350 years, they'll be like Avatar Part 6, shot in 2019, released 3022. The year 0, you know? It'll be released after the apocalypse.
Well, we'll see in a little bit for Screamboat Willie.
Screamboat Willie and Popeye the Slayer, man, double feature. 2 times the public domain trouble.